Do you think it's a disrespectful term to call powerful black ladies negresses? I just wanted to see your reaction.
We got that on film. Negresses. That...
Because it's kind of Negro, but negresses, like, you know... I'm not really making this fucking argument.
It sounds a little empowering almost.
It does,
like,
right?
You know what fucking drives me absolutely insane are the fucking people, and when I say people, I use that term loosely.
Very loosely, yeah.
Fucking Midwestern moms that call themselves mama bears.
Oh my God.
I fucking sat up last night, could not sleep because I was so angry about this. I was scrolling through like Reddit or Facebook or something, and I just saw something about mama bear always protects her cubs, and I'm just like, listen, you dumb cunt. A mother bear will fucking murder any animal in the entire fucking animal kingdom if you fuck with her cubs. You are the easiest thing to fucking rape in the world. Yeah. Like,
you're out of shape.
You can't run. Yeah. You can't fight. You can fucking barely waddle, you fat bitch.
Yeah, you can barely breathe, bitch.
You would you are in the bottom 0.5% of the human population that could kill anything if they were to fight it one-on-one. Fuck you. You are not a mama bear just because every fucking animal in the entire animal kingdom wants to protect their young. That doesn't make you special.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Bears are kind of smart, you know?
Yeah. And they're hot.
Yeah.
I would rather
fuckable.
I would rather fuck a mother bear than a Midwestern mom.
Definitely more fuckable than a Midwestern mom.
Christ alive. Fuck those people.
Yeah, for real. Just entitled moms in general, dude. Like 1 Million Moms is another example of how entitled fucking dipshit parents are.
Oh, you got a Grand Caravan? I'm scared of you.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Run me over with your fucking 96 Chrysler minivan?
Put that shit to the floor. It's like 0 to 60 in like an hour.
Yeah, right.
And I'm going to step out of the way.
They drive them like that too, man.
Fucking cunts.
Not only do we have a local tidbit here, not only do we have a shitload of construction we have to deal with, but also just dumb Midwestern cunts with baby on board stickers who just drive like their car is literally made of glass.
I feel like we should just go ahead and make this our Thursday episode.
Okay.
Because we're starting off hot as a fucking...
Yeah, dog. Let's do it.
Hot as the sun's cunt.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and throw in our Thursday stories.
Let's do it. On air. Let's fucking do it.
Doesn't take me long, folks.
Noise. Okay, I wanted to get into this story anyway, because fuck this guy.
I figured we're already fired up. We might as well get into like the more controversial shit anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So we're going to start with... Oh, man. God damn it.
This is such a great story.
I fucking hate the police.
Yeah. Seriously. Another group of entitled pieces of shit. All too often entitled pieces of shit. Let's put it that way.
I've met one police officer in my entire life that I like, and
you had him on your podcast.
And he's pretty chill for a cop. I mean, not to say any names or anything like that, but off air, he's like, if I catch someone with weed, I'm just gonna tell him to throw it away. I don't really care.
Oh wow.
So I'm like, hey man, I'm glad I didn't get that on on mic.
There were I through my journalism career, very short 4-year local journalism career, I met several cops, and I met quite a few of them who were actually really cool and who would help me out and who, you know, were really nice to talk to and who were not up their own ass with everything's a crime. But apparently this guy is not that.
Yeah, I don't
quite
know.
The opposite.
Oh, let's switch over here. I don't understand what kind of fucking...
Yeah, let's tell the story. That
would
be the best way to do. So this guy, this jailer, I don't even know if he's actually... he was a cop this night. I think he was working in the jail. So this jailer went to McDonald's to get food before his shift, and then he left it in the refrigerator for 7 hours, and then he came back to it. When he came back to it, there's a bite out of his McChicken. So he went back to the McDonald's to complain about it. And I'm sure in the most entitled, cunty way possible, he bullied the shit out of these employees at McDonald's. And then he posted about it apparently on Facebook, or somehow it made it onto Facebook. And then turns out The motherfucker took the bite out of the sandwich himself, and he thought someone at McDonald's had done that because he's a cop.
This is the most raw and pure definition of first world problems.
Right.
I mean, this is in Indianapolis. There's stuff going on there, but I mean, dude, what the fuck is going on in our society when this makes a national news article that not only had an initial story written about it, but then they had to like update it to let us know, hey, by the way, he just forgot he bit his sandwich. Like, this might as well be an Onion article. I mean, a lot of the stuff we do might as well be Onion articles because it's kind of where I get my shit from. But yeah, he thought just because he was a law enforcement officer that someone at the restaurant had tampered with his food. It's a common concern that a lot of people have, especially since like the old Eminem days of where he did the music video where he spit in the fucking Burger King food or whatever.
Oh, that's been a big trope. Super Troopers too.
Oh yeah,
the whole thing.
Goddamn liter of cola.
Yeah, Farva. Yeah.
I met a guy in Atlanta last week that looked like Farva.
Yeah,
I can show you a picture of him later.
He was on an episode of Workaholics, as it turns out. I did not know that. I stopped on Workaholics, and then my roommates were watching it, and he's on there. It's like, goddamn, Farva.
A couple
Good
weeks
for you,
ago,
bro.
I did acid, and during the come up, we were watching. What's his name? The guy from Workaholics.
Adam Devine's
We watched
special.
Adam Devine's special on Netflix.
I loved it.
Dude, we got to like the last 10 minutes, and I had to get up and start like walking around because like his face was doing weird shit. And I was like, all right, I've been distracted long enough. I don't want to look at people's faces anymore. Thank you.
So speaking of people's faces who you don't want to look at, this cop fucking clearly has this entitlement attitude. It's crazy. And then the police had to issue a statement, which I'm sure was the dumbest statement they've ever written. The investigation has determined they actually had an investigation based on this fucking idiot's claim.
What a line. We recognize that McDonald's is a valued civic partner, and any insinuation in private or in the media to the contrary is unfounded.
Well, then tell your cop to shut the fuck up then, I guess.
Maybe, dude, like, he should have just breathed in the face of one of his coworkers and like, does my breath smell like McChicken?
Well, it was 7 hours later, so he probably would. He
no.
wrongly concluded that a McDonald's restaurant employee had tampered with his food. I wonder if this is an extension of the ice cream thing.
Oh, right. Yeah, he probably. Yeah, it's fresh on everyone's mind. And
yeah, tampering.
There's all those copycats out there acting a fool.
Could be, man. And that was in Indy too, right?
The original?
No, it wasn't. Was it?
It was in
Texas. That's right.
Old Tejas.
Sorry, confusing my trash cities.
I want to say something to you so bad right now, but I can't because it would be too offensive to someone that we know.
Oh,
but
okay.
Tell me that face doesn't remind you of anyone we know, like this and that.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Very much so, yes.
Yeah. Our next story has absolutely nothing to do with anyone that we know in real life.
Definitely not. Yeah.
This young lady, this gorgeous young lady, this beautiful specimen of human genetics, transgender. This is straight out of Canada, our friendly neighbor to the north, our top of the morning to you hat of America.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
That's kind of Minnesota too.
I was gonna say that's more of like a northern Indiana.
Dude, Canada say that.
Or,
Canada people,
Michigan.
Canadian people say that shit too, for sure.
Canaders.
Yeah,
that's what
it's
I call
not just
them.
Sarah Palin.
I can see Russia from my house. Man, that was gold. So this person, this transgender lady, Jessica Yaniv, I guess, has been making phone calls around her local British Columbia area, asking different salons if they offer a Brazilian wax, and then what's your pronoun? Will set up an appointment to come in to get a Brazilian wax, which, help me out here. Exactly what is the definition of Brazilian wax?
I think Brazilian wax, I think, It's where you wax like the sides of your junk so that you can wear a bikini and you don't see.
But I thought
hair.
that was a bikini wax.
Oh, maybe that is. Maybe Brazilian's everything.
I think Brazilian is to remove all the hair from the
then that's what it
genitals.
is. Then that's what it is. My bad. I knew it was one or the other.
But I thought maybe somewhere in the definition of Brazilian wax would be like vagina-centric, vaginocentric.
I think it generally is.
But I don't know. Like, can you get a Brazilian
handle their
butthole
own
wax?
shit.
That sounds like a real thing.
Brazilian butthole wax.
That sounds like a real thing. I don't know if I just made that up or not, but
Nice.
I would offer it. We are in the day and age of licking buttholes, and Brazilian butthole waxes are a burgeoning market that is yet to be tapped. So get on.
Oh, here we go. Brazilian wax, which removes most or all pubic hair.
Okay,
There we go.
that's a very concise definition.
There we go.
So this person called around and made a bunch of appointments, and all the appointments were canceled. Some of them would come up with excuses like, we're just not going to do it because fuck you, you gross pig.
Is that what they said?
No. One of them said, hey, we don't do services on male genitalia. I'm not trained to. One lady was Sikh, and apparently they're not even allowed to walk into the house of another male or of the opposite sex.
Oh, wow.
Because it's against their religion, let alone rip fucking genital hairs off of them. But they, I guess it gathered some attention, and this person has. I'm not going to say this person is like they're baiting, but this is not the first time that this person has tried to sue. I can't remember where it was. I read this article while I was taking a shit.
It's civil cases.
Here we go. Withdrew a previous complaint against Laser Cut and was ordered by the tribunal to pay legal costs of $150. So withdrawing means that you felt like you had a good case, and then you realize that you're not going to cut the cheese, so you fucking yank yourself out of there. But I mean, if this was your personal thing, would you call a bunch of places and try to set up appointments at all these different places and then show up at each one?
Right.
Or
would you call one? Would you call around till you get the one that will do it and then you stick with that one?
Or just go set up an appointment, go to one. Get turned down. This person set up multiple appointments and then just like bop, bop, bop down the line, expecting to get turned away because this is, I mean, it's.
Good quote right there. We don't believe that it's a human right to be able to compel a woman to wax male genitalia, said lawyer and Justice Center President John Carpe. We're kind of getting into, this is kind of a murky area, which almost gives like a shred of legitimacy to like the kind of super internet right wing right now of how like the left is just taking it too far or whatever. Granted, this is one person, you know what I mean? Like it's not like everybody on the left is like this, but it's just that is a good point. Like you can't make women touch male genitalia. You can't do that. Like that's in this Me Too era. You're going to argue that women have to touch male genitalia based on the service they provide of waxing. That's fucked up.
It's taking this whole movement one step too far. Canada has this big issue with compelled speech where they're like, if you do not use the correct pronoun for a person, you can be either thrown in jail or they can fine you up to like $150,000.
You go up to the civil rights or this thing they're talking about, the human rights tribunal. Yeah.
Words I don't know the definition to, but know
an
how to
esthetician
pronounce.
Tribunal is like maybe I don't know the definition either, but it's like a hearing.
But it's like
a hearing.
It's like something you kind of get, but you don't really. I can't define it.
An esthetician, also represented by the Justice Center, is a practicing Sikh and claims this prevents her from traveling to a biologically male's house for house calls. I mean, how are you going to argue with that? It doesn't. I don't know. These are good reasons not to do it. Like,
yeah, it's just one step too far. I mean, it's one thing to respect a person's, transgender rights and stuff, but to try to force somebody, even if you're paying them to touch your balls, and if they don't, any business should be allowed to refuse service to anyone.
Right.
For any reason.
Right.
you let the free market decide whether or not if it's a building like this whole fucking gay wedding cake shit.
Yeah.
If the people in that area are that way and that's who they want to give their money to, let them. Like, just let the free market figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a little touchy.
It is, but then Dave Rubin, who I have kind of regarded lately as kind of a partisan hack, who really dives into the right-wing side of things just for the clout. He has this point about the gay wedding cake, which would also apply here, which is you can't make someone perform an action for you. The state cannot make them do that. So what would be the fucking word? To write, I guess, two men's names on a cake. You cannot compel someone to do that. The state can't, is his argument. That's like a breach of your constitutional rights. So I believe in that too. That actually makes sense to me. That's the argument that I actually like on that side of it. Otherwise, I'm like, why don't you make the fucking cake, dipshit?
Right.
You know what I mean?
From a financial standpoint, it makes way more sense just to go ahead and do it. But no one has getting something made for you by paying for it is not a fundamental human right.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I could think you look like a shady dude and tell you to get the fuck out of my 7-Eleven.
Right.
They hang up signs that say no more than 2 children in the store at a time per adult.
Right.
No backpacks. Like, you can just decide what you
no
don't
shoes,
want.
No shirt. Yeah, all that
exactly.
shit. Yeah,
you can decide what you don't want in your store, even if it's beyond what the law requires.
Right.
So, I don't know. Just shit like this. This bitch should move to America because it's typical litigious American ideals is like
$25,000
because they said, I will not wax your balls. It's just like,
after you did she tell them on the phone? Or did she just say, come to my house and wax my balls? Or I'm going to come there and you can wax my balls. Or not balls, I guess, because that would be telling them. I meant I'm going to come in for a wax today.
Brazilian
and then
wax.
she shows up and then
by the way, I have
fucking flops a dong out.
Yeah.
No one is expecting that. You have to okay, on one side of things, on this transgender debate, it's like transgender people are really just asking for common decency. Just call me by the name that I want to be called by.
The majority of them
and
are.
I am 1,000% with that. It's just a common decency thing to do, to call someone by the name they want you to call them. But on the other side of it, they need to, or this lady, because it's obviously not all transgender people, but this lady needs to figure her shit out, because this is not a common decency way to treat people, to make them think that you have a vagina until you show up with your dick. That's not cool. That's kind of a Louis C.K. thing to do, almost. That's worse than what Louis C.K. did, because Louis C.K. asked permission first.
Yeah.
This lady was just like, yep, gonna get a Brazilian wax, and then she drops her pants and there's a dong there. That's even worse, because you weren't expecting a dong. At least Louis C.K. let you know a dong's happening soon.
Louis C.K.'s situation, what I feel like is just the easiest way to sum it up is an ambiguous abuse of power.
Right.
What this is someone that is out seeking for a way to generate outrage in their favor and leverage it into something that you can sue over. Especially in Canada, where people there already know that the sympathy is already in your favor.
Exactly.
If you're some sort of, protected class citizen. For sure. It's a little too obvious for me. And also, you're fucking ugly. On the inside.
On the inside. That was great. What was the thing you highlighted under there?
Oh, that was just the money. The 25 grand.
$25K, okay. Just want to make sure we didn't forget anything. It's not about the service at all, said Yaniv after the hearing concluded on Friday. When you
punishing me.
When you start discriminating against certain service elements and certain protected classes, that's when we really have an issue. Fuck you, lady.
Yeah, I think we've gone long.
Yeah, we have on that for sure.
So we'll go ahead and end it there. We'll get that skillet story later.
Okay.
But yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, did you quit?
No, I just
okay.
I just switched over to
Okay.
one-on-one.
Yeah, no, that was
2-on-1,
a big story for
3-on-1,
sure.
and one for fun. You remember that old skateboarding movie? What was that called? No, I can't remember. Fuck it.
That what you're singing there is also on a Need for Speed game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah,
Sounds like a racing song.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, cops and trans people this week.
Yep.
Were controversial. See, I felt like I had to take the more conservative side since I'm on the red side this week. That would be
Yeah.
an interesting concept, though, with the lighting and the... Anyway, hope you guys have a good Thursday. I'm
Have
done.
a good weekend, y'all.
I just had a coughing fit, and I'm angry. Take her easy. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Recap Report. And if you do feel so inclined, please give this video a like, comment, give us suggestions, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you next time.